doing, and in due time you'll be rewarded. And getting the award also, I did make a decision that I'm going to work with Elnet, because how do we spread this word around? How do we help other people? So I've taken it upon myself as an awardee to go to the young people and just mentor them in whatever little way they are, whether you're chomaring mahindi or whether you're doing something. You can actually grow that business to a multi-million business. But what is your thinking? What is your perception? And the thinking that you have to know some, because there's so many Kenyans, young people down there who are great leaders, but they're thinking, for me to reach, to actually penetrate, I must know someone. Yeah. I must be somebody's daughter, you know, a name or something. But it's amazing. What we are doing is quite interesting, because I'm seeing young people trying to already changing their mindset and understanding that you can actually achieve whatever you need to achieve. It's not the government that will help you. The government is just about to support. It's just doing its part. It does its part, and it's supposed to support you. Yeah. So we are not supposed to sit and say, oh, the government is going to do it for us. Serikali tusaidie. It is not going to work. Yeah. Because they're only supposed, the Serikali is just supposed to give us a platform and an environment that is conducive for us to perform or to do our own duties. Yeah.
Before we expand further on mentorship, which is a very core aspect of one transitioning or even, you know, transfer of leadership skills, one of the aspects I would want to inquire from you, because even as you just mentioned, the fact that you will not please everybody and not everybody will be happy with you when you're taking up positive and ethical leadership. Yeah. Share with us, there's some who have whispered things, and I know you've faced this, the moment people start, one, either raising eyebrows, grumbling, sneering, or choosing not to do business with you because you're actually ethical. Share with us how you've navigated those dark spots to still stand firm, because I know deals must have been lost along the way.
Yeah, I've lost business. Yeah. I've lost business because of not agreeing to go to the deals. I think it's also what you believe in and what you stand up for. Because I believe you can still get rich, but get rich the right way. You don't need to beat people around to get rich. And it's not an offense to be rich or to aspire to be rich. And it also depends what do you consider rich anyway. So I've lost business a number of times. Why? Because you can't give a cut. Because in most of the people, if I give say, hey, can I give you, there's this deal, or Evelyn, I'm not stitching, but there's this kind of uniforms that I want, this company is doing it, but I'm the one getting the order. So can you do it for me? And then I'm thinking, okay, if I do it for you, yes, I can be able to stitch for you and do for you the order. But the person says, but if what are the charges? I say the charge is maybe 5,000 shillings per whatever it is. But the person say, okay, I want you now to include 2,000 above the money that you're quoting, so that the 2,000 on each piece is my 2,000, it's my money. For me, I'll never go for that. I say, okay, it doesn't mean, because again, when I'm going to do my returns, I'm not going to do returns less than 2,000, because the money was paid to me. Yes. So when I'm doing my books, I'll have to account for all the money, but it won't be true, because the 2,000 extra that I paid this person, I'm still the one bearing the cost as an expense. So it doesn't just make sense for me. So people eventually will sneer at you, say you're too proud, or they'll always talk. But again, what I always tell people, it's what you believe in. And there are also opportunities that have come just because I've refused to take a bribe, or I refused to, someone say, wow, I've never met such kind of a person. I want to do business with you.
Share with us how you felt the moment you realized some of the success is actually coming to you because of your stand to, you know, campaign for positive and ethical leadership.
It feels quite nice. It's quite encouraging, because let me tell you, my dear Beverly, it is quite a lonely place to be in this nation if you're someone who does things right. It's not the best place, even if you're a business owner. I remember when my business was still a sole proprietor, I personally went to KRA to do my personal, it's called turnover tax. And I wasn't called, you know, they never pursued me. But when I went to start doing my TOT, I remember always getting calls from the institution. Oh, we are following up, you haven't done for them. Like, I personally came to do it myself, and I'm doing it every month. So I feel so like, why are you following me? I do believe there's so many people out there who are not doing this thing. I don't think they're being followed. And it's such a place it's not comfortable. That's a must say. It's never ever comfortable. And but it pays. I can always say that this has really paid me off. even if I walk into a shop, maybe you own a shop, and I walked into your shop and I find the girl not, I would always like to look for the owner of the shop to just report and say, hey, this girl 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because I feel I'm responsible. The thought that it's your business, I'm not responsible, I think it's quite wrong, because that's a way we can be able to sort out a lot of issues.
It trickles down to the nation.
It trickles down to the nation. It trickles down to the younger people. So leadership is, I do believe it's such a core, and leadership is not a title. You don't need a title to be, you actually do not need a title. Everybody is a leader. Even the mama in the shamba at home in Shags, she has a leader. They have to make sure that kids eat. They have to make sure the shamba is done. They have to make sure the clothes are washed. That is leadership. Because if you just sit and you don't do those things, then you're not a good leader. So also we need to just think that leadership is not a title. Everybody's a leader, and wherever you are, please just do what you need to do.
Talking about the next generation, passing on the baton, you've mentioned mentorship, but I would want to touch on it right from home. Because when the babies are growing up, you're a mother of 3.
Yeah.
They're in an environment that either, you know, tries to inculcate in them that shortcuts are the way out. We have the Mwakenya, as you know, the institutions always say. We have people who do not study and somehow they pass because they have a leak somewhere here or there. Some of the attitudes their friends have around them is a bit tricky and can actually go against some of the principles you're trying to teach your children, even as you're passing on the baton of leadership. Share with us how you're, you know, trying to cushion the children and even, you know, sensitize the youth out there.
I do really, really believe that leadership starts from home. And I think as parents, I'm now speaking as a parent, as parents, sometimes we think that this is supposed to be done for us in school. When we send our kids to school, then the teacher should be shaping the children. I think the first leadership skills the kids should learn is from home. I just want to take an example of how I do some of the things, how I brought up my children. Who is the first one is now in Form 2, the other one in Class 8, and then the one in nursery. And things like money, assume I want to teach them about money, how to be disciplined in terms of spending money and using money. What do? They always come to my office to work. And this also I've learned from a friend of mine who is an Indian. I kept asking, what is your success? I mean, how come that the Indians have families doing this thing? It's either father, then surrender to the mother. It's just that. And he told me, you know what, when the child grows up, we are always going with them. Because the child needs to understand what we do. So they go with them to the shop. They're able to understand. They see how money is, how people are transacting.
Literally, money does not grow on a tree.
No, it doesn't grow on a tree. And you know, those are some of the things that now, unless we teach our children now, then they'll never be disciplined. They have to know you have to work for you to get that money.
Have our institutions failed in terms of teaching them proper leadership?
I think because I would not really say institutions. I'm a believer that leadership starts from home.
It's the home.
It's the home. If the home fabric is really neat, then I mean, we can't blame that on institutions. Because before you take a child to school, they must have learned something. And the children are quite, they learn. Even a 1-year-old knows a lot of things, even about you as a mother and a father, if you really didn't know. So I do believe that leadership starts from home. If I don't train my children well, even if they go to school and don't find the kind of training that needs to be, it doesn't work. I believe in taking children to school. My children start school at 4 years. People laugh at me and tell me, Evelyn, you're just 4 years. That's an old child. It's too old. And I do suffer when I'm looking for schools anyway, because they're like, oh, your child is going to be in baby class at 4 years with the 2.5 year.
Why do you delay it?
Because I need to train my child. I need to really train my child. And in fact, I love it when they go and get the younger kids in class, because they're the leaders of that class. Yeah, they're the ones who help the teacher take the little ones to the toilet. That's leadership skill. They know how to handle. They say, oh, baby. They help the teacher in class. They're able to collect the books. They're actually working and learning. They're taking charge. Because I'm saying, if I don't do that then, and people think differently, so this is just my style, because I believe for a child's brain to develop ready for school, they have to know what they want. And believe you me, my daughter now is, I think she's 5, and she's 5 actually, and she's in nursery. The teacher doesn't take much time with her.
Because
she's taught something because the brain is already developed. She already knows what is so she's taught once and she knows it.
And she's good to go.
And she's good to go. But the little ones, you really have to take more time with them. And also you want to take it, sometimes you're taking it slowly, and there are others that are quite fast, there are others that are quite slow. It becomes a bit of a problem. That is my thinking, and I've never had a problem. So that when someone is doing class, I believe in the way we did our schooling. By 18, you're doing your Form 4 at 18 years, where you're from Form 4, and then you're ready to go to university. But right now you find that you get a 15-year-old who has done Form 4 or a 16-year-old. You wonder, what are you going to do with this young child in 2 years?
We're very hungry to actually beat the competition.
The competition,
and I think we end up tripping up because the youth get out of the institutions without any fundamental mental, emotional, and even spiritual support.
So they're not yet prepared for the emotions. So when they get to the university at 16 or at 15, they can just pick anything.
And they're subject to any kind of exploitation.
Yeah, and the older ones are so mature, because you'll find they're with the 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, and the 20-year-olds who are able to now, they'll just follow, and they can't really make decisions for themselves. So that's the direction they're at. So I mean, for me, leadership is quite key, and I would never say it's an institution to do it.
It's a responsibility.
If you don't do it as a parent, if you don't do it at home, then no one else will do it for you.
We can't finish the interview without recognizing the certificates that we have put forward before the viewers here. You have achieved a lot. And the reason we had you on Table Talk is because we wanted to celebrate the fact that you've chosen a different stand when it comes to leadership. Mondays, we always feature, conversations around leadership, motivation, and also for those who are putting forward positive perspectives in the society. You're a change maker, you're a transformer, and we celebrate you. Thank you so much, Evelyn, for joining us and for giving us a few tips on how to take a stronger stand. Even as Kenya is considered one of the most corrupt countries in Africa, they are change makers who confirm to us that we can actually transform our identity and also our lives. That was our beautiful interview with Evelyn Odongo. I hope you will take up the stand as well, right from wherever you are. It doesn't need to be a political stance. You can be a leader as you are. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you've been inspired. From the team and myself, enjoy the rest of your viewing.